business is brand new and you're just starting, um, what's up, Miles? You can access this with this blueprint. If you put these two things together that I'm about to share with you, you can access 50K, 100K, 150K, 120K in the next 30 days without having to, again, show tax returns, business plans, business revenue, none of that. And it removes all the red tape. And you can start to move your business and life forward just by quickly activating this. I'm going to share the blueprint. All right. And I am Kyle Alexander, and I have been in this entrepreneurial space for about the past 4 years. And I learned about business credit. I wasn't aware of it before. And once I started digging into it, by the time we were all said and done, I leveraged my credit and my wife's credit to be able to access over $500,000 in business credit cards at 0% interest. And we were able to use that for all sorts of things, to leverage into getting into real estate and mentorships and getting assistance and like all sorts of things. And I want to be able to share this with you. I got to share this as quickly as I can because I'm on borrowed time. I meant to start this live a lot earlier, and my daughter woke up, so I had to go attend to her. And she may do the same again very soon. So I want to make sure you get these nuggets and gems this morning, so that you can take action on this and at least be exposed to what's possible for your business and for your life. So I want to jump into this real quick. So that the main thing I can tell you to do if we do get cut off right now is to make sure you book a free consultation call with the team. And that's going to give you the next steps. It's going to give you a clear path on what you need to do, whether it's something with your credit or with your funding situation. And you're going to go to fundingmyfuture.net, or you're going to hit the link in my bio, or you can text me. I'm going to put this in the chat. You can text me at 240-240-642. And if you do that, then you can I will send you the direct link to be able to get tapped in with this, right? But let's talk about what this is, right? And why is this so important, what it is, how you can get access to it, right? So for anybody that is not aware, right, the reason business credit is so critical is because when you access this business credit, it does not show up on your personal credit report. It does not impact your personal credit scores, right? How do I know? Like I just told you that I've got over $500,000 in business funding. Miles, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. And you guys, please share this with somebody. Like I said, we're on borrowed time. I'm gonna dive into the info. There's no gatekeep. I don't have time for that, and I want to give you as much value as possible, right? So share this with somebody. Thanks for hitting the like button. And let's jump into it, right? Why this is so powerful? Because it does not show up on your personal credit. So I just told you I have over 500,000 available to us that we can use for all sorts of stuff. Heather, thanks for the follow and good morning. That we can use for all sorts of stuff. And since we started the journey, some things have gone well, some things have gone not so well. So we have balances on some of these cards, right? And but our personal score, the last time I checked, was 850, 847, 843. Totally untouched. So you can leverage this and make significant business moves, right? And be able to do high level things and get into high level mentorships and be able to access inventory, like all this sort of stuff without impacting your personal credit, without using your personal savings, without because I know people. I taught a class in real estate the other day, and somebody said I just did a flip in real estate, and my my personal credit, I had to use it in order to do the materials and the contractors and all that other stuff, right? And my personal credit score is down. Hey, Carlito's Way, thanks for sharing. Appreciate you. That man, thanks for the follow. So he was using his personal credit and his score is suffering, and now that's limiting him from making certain moves because his personal credit is low. Right. And that's one of the main things, is that when your personal credit is solid and you can keep it that way and still make moves at the same time, then that makes everything else in your life easier because all your interest rates are lower. Everything is just more accessible. There's more programs open to you. Just everything opens up. And once you do this, once you have this blueprint and this profile, then it's almost like unlimited what you can access. Right. So I want to tell you again, in the next 30 days, this is very possible and very accessible if you have these two things. Number one, if you have the right personal credit profile, and if number two, you have the this business entity structure. When you combine those two, you don't need anything else. How do I know? Because I literally did it. right? We didn't have any business revenue when I started. We were just getting started, right? We didn't have to show our tax returns. We didn't have to show that our business was open for a long time, because it was probably just a few months old, right? At that time where we got access to what we did, right? So I'm telling you this because it's super powerful, super accessible for you, right? So let's dive into it. I want you to ask your questions. Any question that you have, put your question in the chat so that I can answer it. I've paid a lot of money for this, right? I started as a client and I paid it to work with companies, and then I started figuring out, okay, well, how can I help other people with this? Other people need to know about this, right? So then I paid to be a mentee and to study it deeper and things like that. So now I can help people with it. The team can help. So I want you to ask your questions, put your questions in the chat. And again, share this with somebody so that we can get this information before we run out of time on this fine morning. All right, so here we go. And let me know where you guys are tapping in from as well. So I can know where you're at. What time is it for you in this beautiful morning? Here we go. All right, so number one, your personal credit profile. All right, what is it? I'm just going to dive straight into it. Number one is you need to have, Miles, you said you started a transportation business and you ran out of money. Oh, transportation, yeah, 1000%. Are you talking about like transporting people or like trucking? Let me know, because I'm very familiar with the limitations when it comes to trucking, right? And this is a great example of how you can leverage this. Yep, trucking. Yeah, this is a great example of how you can leverage this to be able to not run out of money, because the person I was working with, they had, okay, this was going, and then a couple things went wrong at once, and those repairs started to add up. You know what I mean? And okay, you got to pay the driver, because you don't want the driver to dip out, and he didn't have, $14,000 just sitting around to be able to pay for this repair to get everything back up, right? And that business credit, if you got 100K, if you got 120K, if you got 80K, 150K at 0% interest, and you can pull from that, it's very powerful. And in the trucking world, even if you don't have 0% interest, it's very powerful to just, hey, I got 25K that I can just pull, boom. Now we're back up, because those amounts can get back up very quickly depending on what you're doing, right? So hope that makes sense, but let's go through this, right? So what exactly do you need? I'm going to tell you exactly how you can leverage this now, right? Even if you are not fully qualified with these qualifications, there are ways you can leverage it right now to your advantage, right? I'm going to talk about all those. So I'm going to zip through. Again, put your questions in the chat. I'm going to zip through this. Here we go. Number one, here's the profile that you need. This is the gold and this is the sauce. No gatekeep, right? Miles, you said you purchased a 2020 Freightliner. Okay, dope. Alicia Williams, thanks for the follow. Yep. So whatever you have going, again, this can support in any form or fashion. This can support whatever you're doing, because either we're going to be able to pay with these cards directly with credit, or we have ways to be able to liquidate the cards into cash that does not show up as a cash advance, that does not have high fees and high interest rates and things like that you're getting points on. That's another factor that a lot of people miss, because you're stacking up points to do your normal business. So imagine everything that you paid for is stacking up points, and then that means that you can take your family on first class trips, and like people are missing out on a whole lot of stuff by not leveraging this. Pancho, thanks for the follow. All right, so again, if we run out of time here, like I said, my daughter is sleeping, right? And if she wakes up, this live is over. So thanks for the follow. Please stay tapped in. Fuzzy, thanks for the follow. Stay tapped in, right? And make sure you go to fundingmyfuture.net. If you don't do anything else, go to fundingmyfuture.net, or you can text me again at 240-240-642, right? And I will send you the direct link to get a free consultation call with the team, so you can look at your next step. Is your next step to fix your credit, right? Or is your next step to your credit is solid, and we just need to know, how do we get you funded as soon as possible, right? One of my recent clients, from the time that she booked a call with the team to the time that she had $90,000 available to her for her real estate business, was 22 days, right? So some of you watching right now could be literally sitting on the profile that could access you $100,000, 80, 150, 120 in the next 20 to 30 days. Very, very possible, right? So what is that? Blessed with two. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, here we go. So number one, please write this down. Again, share this with somebody. If you haven't shared, this is the perfect time. Somebody could stumble across this and it literally change their life trajectory, right? Because they are getting access to this info. A lot of people just literally don't know that you can access this. And the powerful thing that you can access it without having to have tax returns, business revenue, bank statements, all that stuff. Kevin Simmons, thanks for the follow. All right, this is the powerful part because a lot of people are like, okay, well, I'm going to access this, but my business doesn't have any revenue in it yet. How am I going to get approved for? You just don't know what you don't know, right? And again, I'm saying it because I've literally done it, right? So here we are, and one more thing before I start, I will say that I do believe in abundance, right? This is why I'm here sharing the info as openly as I can, right? So I want everybody to be able to level up and to grow. Everyday money. Appreciate the follow. I want everyone to be able to level up and to grow, right? So regardless of who you decide to work with, you can take this information and run with it. And I will suggest, because I'm tapped in with it, if you want to work with us and work with me as far as getting you set up for this, then that's great. Now, the other reason that applies as far as me believing in abundance is I want everybody to win and grow is I want the next generation to be as equipped as possible, right? To be able to move their lives forward, to be, more educated and have more tools and resources and things like that. So for that reason, I have committed to donate and reinvest a portion of my profits to a fund that's going to be helping young entrepreneurs to get into business, to get into wealth creation, into financial literacy, into mentorship, right? So that they can push things forward, right? So everyday money said biz funding, branding. Let me know. Are you saying that you want to use it for branding and marketing? Let me know what you're asking, right? You guys, and put your questions in the chat, right? If you got a question like what's holding me back from this, or what's the thing that that I feel like I can't do. What's up? What's up? Thanks for the follow. And Susan Jenkins, thanks for the follow. Right. You guys put your questions in the chat. Babs, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. All right, let's jump into it. All right, you want to use it for branding and music. 1,000% everyday money. 1,000%. Imagine again, if you have 80K, how long is it going to take you to save up 80K? Right. The number 240, 640, 2. I'm gonna pin it, and I will just keep on putting it in here. Because again, if we get cut off, that's going to be the fastest way. That's going to be the fastest way for me to send you the direct link to just get on a call, right? All the information I'm about to share, we'll just look straight at your situation and say, okay, are you ready or not? If not, we're ready to move forward. And then I'm going to talk about some other ways you can leverage this, even if you're not ready right this second, right? Here we go. Everyday money. You want to use it for branding and music? 1,000%. So if you had 100K, 120K, 150K, you'd have to have things lined up. However, when it comes to music, advertising, right, can be very big. So how do you get the money to advertise to your exact, target audience that's going to resonate with you, and that's going to either buy your merch or buy your ticket or whatever the case, right? So case in point, La Russell, if you're familiar, is a popular like independent rapper, and he uses that type of stuff all the time, but he's using his own money to be able to pay $100,000 for ads to reach 5 million people, 6 million people. And then out of that 6 million, if 10% of them buy his, merch for $30, then that, you do the math on that as far as what that adds up to. And now you can rinse and repeat and do all sorts of stuff, right? So this opens things up completely in any industry. Independent care homes, right? Alicia Williams, right? So you got startup costs, you got employees, you got, ideally you have mentorship, right? So there's the one thing I'll say again before I dive into this. One thing I'll say is mentorship is one of the most important things that you can do to fast track your progress and to reduce your failure rate. So if there's somebody in your industry that is doing what you want to do and you can tap into them, business credit opens up the opportunity to be able to access them, right? You can access anybody in the world for between $3,000 to $50,000. Literally anybody in the world. You can get into their inner circle, their high ticket, whatever it is, and you can get direct access to be able to say, okay, tell me exactly what to do. Tell me what not to do. Tell me which tools I need. Give me the contacts. Who do I need to talk to? That's going to be my team. You know what I mean? Like, if you're ready to execute, then that opens things up completely. So again, Alicia Williams, 1,000% in independent care homes, you can access it, right? Device, let me know if that's the right way to say it. What's the structure of paying it back? This is 0% interest funding. So when you get it, you don't have to use it right away. You're only going to start paying on what you use. And again, 0% interest, the way it works is you need to be able to pay 1% of whatever you use per month, right? 1% of whatever you use per month. So if you have $10,000 that you took out and paid for something, you just need to be ready to pay $100 a month of principal. And that's how those credit cards work. This is, again, for 12 to 18 months. This is the most effective way to go about it, as long as you can set it aside. Now, one little gem I will share, right, is when you do that, you can technically set aside, liquidate, or pull out some extra funds from it, and then have an account set aside to cover those monthly payments, right? So now you're using the bank's money to pay them back while you execute on your moves in business, right? So now I'm getting a little more than I need, and I just got that, and I just put it on auto pay. And now we're covered. And then if I'm ready to execute in the next 6 months, in the next 12 months, ideally in the next 30 days, what can I do? Can you answer that question? If I gave you $75,000 in cash right now, what would you do to be able to turn that into $100,000 in the next 6 months? You can use as little or as much as you want, right? If you don't know what that is, then you got to start researching. You got to start thinking. You got to start looking at mentorships. What is it going to be that's going to push that forward? If you know what that is already, like if I had 75K, I can do that in 30 days, easy. I can do that in 100 days, easy, right? 6 months, easy. If you know that, then you need to be jumping on this. Again, put your questions in the chat, right? Every day you say you're familiar with LaRussell. We're generating those ads into dollars, ready to execute. Yep. So here's the format. Again, I hope this is helpful for you guys, right? Here is the format. This is exactly what you would need, how you can leverage it today, whether this is you or some of the other options I'm going to share real quick. All right. And again, like I said, just be on the lookout. You guys, make sure you follow me. Because if my daughter wakes up, then the live is over. Right. So I got to squeeze this in as much as I can. Right. And I want you to get your questions in the chat. All right, here we go. So number one, this is the personal credit profile. This is the sauce, right? Thanks for the follow. Diesel 80, appreciate the follow. All right, you guys share this with somebody. Again, share this, right? Because somebody could stumble across this and really change their entire life, because you don't know what you don't know, right? And make sure you book a call with fundingmyfuture.net, right? Go straight to that site, or you can hit the link in my bio, or you can text me at 240-240-642. Miles, thanks for the share. Right, somebody is going to be helped by this information, because a lot of people just are unaware of it. Right, here we go. So number one, please get a pen or put your note, whatever you got going. Right, write this down. Number one is your personal credit card limits. These are the data points that you need that the bank is going to be favorable to you. Right. Your personal credit card limits need to be $10,000 to $15,000 overall. So if you add up all your credit cards, do you have more than 10 to 15,000, right? Ideally more than 10,000. I mean, more than 15 all together. And within that, do you have at least 2 credit cards that are $3,000 limit or higher, right? Now, if that is you, if you have that, I want you to put a 1 in the chat. If you don't have that, I want you to put cards in the chat, right? This is going to be, that's one of the most critical things. Right? Because this is the thing that's going to need to take the most to build up. So if you have that, you're probably literally sitting on, right? You're literally sitting on some of the next steps, right? If you don't have that, Miles, I'm going to jump straight to this for you, right? I'm going to jump straight to this. If you don't have that, right, and you're not ready, number one, you need to start building up today. Start building up today. And the best way to build up is under the consultation of the team, because we can tell you, okay, according to what you currently have, these are the things that you need to have. And this is how long we need it to season. It's for you to be ready, right? So that's number one. Here's number two, all right? Don't let this go over your head. Here's number two, is you can leverage, even if you're not ready for this right now, you can leverage what's called a credit partner. That means there's somebody else with this credit profile that's sitting on that profile and not doing anything with it. And you can link up with them. You can partner with them where we can get them funded. Either we create an LLC, right, that's under them, or we put them on your LLC, on your operating agreement, right? So that the bank, when the bank goes to approve this, they're looking at their profile instead of yours. So that means that either way, either you are ready now in the next 30 days to be able to access 100K, 120K, 80K, 150K, or if you leverage a credit partner, you will still be able to access and do what you need to do in the next 30 days, right? So this is still incredibly powerful to understand that, right? So now you still need to pay attention to these requirements, right? What are the requirements? Because now I know what I'm building towards. And again, you never want to get scared of the timeline that it's going to take. If they say like, hey, this is going to take you 6 months, right, to build up, or this is going to take you a year, You know what I mean? To get your credit right and to get these cards and have them seasoned. Don't worry about that, because guess what? This year, somebody tell me I'm lying, that you didn't blink your eyes and it was January of 2025 and now we're in December. Somebody tell me I'm lying. The same thing is going to happen this next year, and either you're going to be thanking yourself and grateful that you started to do the work now, and when it's December of 2026, you say, shoot, I've been executing on this other stuff, but now I'm ready for myself and I can access 100K, 120K, 150K, 0% interest, right? You're going to be thanking yourself, right? So that's the number two way you can leverage this. Number three, once you write these points down and you internalize them and memorize it, you can start to be referring business owners or investors or people that need funding, and you can be getting paid out right now, $1,000 a pop, $2,000 a pop, $2,500, $3,000 a pop. Not far-fetched at all. So you could be making money right now on this information just by referring people. And if you want to know more about that, you can text me, right? Or you can put affiliate in the chat if you want to know more about being an affiliate, right? The one of the last payments that I sent out, a friend of mine referred somebody. She's super pregnant and not thinking about anything, didn't lift a finger after she sent this person. And I just sent her on PayPal $2,252. $2,252 for one client. Right? How powerful is that? If you multiply that, if you do that once a month, and that's game changing. If you put a little more effort into it and say, okay, I can think of maybe a few more people, right? Maybe just in your network. Or if you want to say, okay, I'm gonna put a little bit of effort into this, and maybe I'll just reach out. I'll spend 10 minutes a day reaching out to realtors or reaching out to tax professionals or reaching out to my business chamber of commerce. And you do that a couple of times, that can start to add up significantly, right? While you build up. So do not worry if you're not fully qualified for this, because you can still take advantage of it in those ways. And again, I suggest that you book a consultation call, right, with a team. And you can also text me, right? Alicia, everyday money. You guys can text me at that number, 240-642. Right? You can text me and just put affiliate, put your name and put affiliate, and I will send you the link to get signed up if you want to do that, right? Again, if you want to get if you're ready to get funding, or you want help with your credit, because we can help with this too, then reach out and go to fundingmyfuture.net, fill out the thing. It takes like 60 seconds to do, right? You fill it out and you get a consultation booked to look at your next step, right, with the team. All right, here we go. So number one, I hope you guys remember what was number one, is you need to have your credit limits $10,000 to $15,000 or more overall, and at least 2 cards with $3,000 limit or higher, right? Again, share this with somebody if you haven't already, right? 3,000 or higher. Now you can start to do your credit limit increases. You know what I mean? You can build up what you have, but one of the best ways to go is going to be to target a high limit card to begin with. So you might want to build up your profile to a certain point so that it looks good. And then you target a high limit card. And some of these credit unions and banks are known for, when you're just starting out, for giving high limits, right? Navy Federal, for example, is you can get, it's not far-fetched to get a $10,000 card, $15,000, $20,000, right? Even if you're just starting out, if you have the right relationship and if you approach it the right way. Again, the team can kind of walk you through that if that's your situation. All right, so here we go. Number 2, write this down. And Seb C, thanks for the follow. Number 2, write this down. Your utilization needs to be below 30%. Right? Below 30%. Ideally, it's below 10%. This is across all of your cards total. And this is each individual card needs to have that threshold, right? If that is you, I want you to put a 2 in the chat. If you're solid on that. If that's not you and your utilization is above 30%, I want you to put utilization in the chat. Okay. Awana Funderburk, thanks for the follow, right? So we got 2. So we got some people that are good to go with utilization. Right now, utilization, if that's the only thing holding you back, there's a hack that can squeeze you in. And if I can share it if you want to know what it is, right? But let's keep going through that. Right. Again, so we got number 2 in the chat if you're solid with utilization. If not, I want you to put utilization if you're over 30%. Number 3, write this down. You need to have 0 to 3 inquiries per bureau. All right, 3 inquiries max per bureau. And ideally, as few as possible in the last 6 months, in the most recent 6 months, because anything older than 6 months has a little less impact on the funding decisions, right? So if you got that, I want you to put 3 in the chat. If you got 0 to 3 inquiries, no more than 3. If you have more than 3 inquiries in any bureau, I want you to put inquiries in the chat. All right, here we go. Hope you're tracking. Hope you're taking notes. This is the sauce. This is the moment, right? Here we go. Number 4, your primary accounts on your account, the number of accounts on your credit report is at least 7 to 10 accounts or more. All right. This is everything: mortgages, auto loans, student loans, credit cards, store cards, right? Everything, personal loans. Do you have at least 7 to 10 accounts or more, right? If you have 7 to 10 accounts or more, I want you to put a 4 in the chat, right? If you don't, I want you to put accounts in the chat. All right. That's number 4. And again, if you're not there, now's the time to start building. All right. And build it in the right way so you don't have to do the guesswork. Again, still under the team is the best way. All right, here we go. Number 5. And again, you're thinking about this for other people as well, right? Number 5, your average age of your credit needs to be 2 years or more, above 2 years at minimum. Ideally, we're at 4 to 5 years. That means if you look at your credit monitoring or whatever you're looking at, it's going to tell you the average age of all your credit. And if that's below 2 years, then we got some work to do. If it's above 2 years, you can get in the door. If it's above 4 to 5 years, you're solid, right? So if you're above 2 years and your average age, I want you to put a 5 in the chat. If you're not, I want you to put age in the chat. And there are some ways, there's some things we can do to be able to help with this. All right. Here we go. Some people are solid there. Togan, thanks for the follow and thanks for sharing. All right. Here we go. Can you remove increase from your credit? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Rich Cheap Chick Nail Salon. Yes, you can. James B, thanks for the follow. So here's a critical point that I want you guys to understand, right? This is a critical point. The reason that this business credit stacking approach works, and let me just say, our team is equipped to help you with all types of funding. So this could be, if anything, aside from what I'm talking about. So this is lines of credit, term loans, equipment loans, SBA loans up to 5 million, like all this. So we can help with anything. Those other things, however, are going to require, maybe you've been in business for a certain amount of time, right? 1 to 2 years or more. You have business revenue that you can prove. You have tax returns that you can show. You have personal financial statements, W-2s, like all this stuff, right? So if you have all that, then tap in. We can help you with that. However, I know a lot of people are not starting from that place. So I want to give you the thing that everybody can access. Literally with this formula that I'm telling you now, everybody can access in the next 30 days. Again, either through yourself or through a credit partner like we talked about. Everyone can access this, right? So without having any of the red tape, without having to submit any of that stuff, right? So the reason this works, right? The business credit stacking works, right? And Master Barber Josh, thanks for the follow. Jiffo, or get the F out. What is that? Thanks for the follow, right? All right, here we go. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Why is this important? Because you can remove the inquiries. These inquiries, right? These accounts do not show up on your personal credit profile at all. You guys share this with somebody. Thanks for the likes. We're going to let the algorithm know that this is good information and we're on borrowed time, right? I got a hard limit. So I'm going to get through this, right? And put your questions in the chat. The reason this is so powerful is because these accounts do not show up on your personal credit report. The utilization doesn't show up. The account doesn't show up, right? So what does that mean? When we get these and we're going to get access to multiple accounts, cards from different banks, and each one is going to pull an inquiry, hard inquiry on our personal credit report. Right. And we strategically go to different ones because we know which ones they're going to pull so that we don't get too many inquiries on Experian. We don't get too many on Equifax. Right. DJ Smokey James, thanks for the follow. Mr. Aquarius, appreciate the follow. Ian Rams, appreciate the follow. Right. So the inquiries, we strategically go after them so that we don't stack too many at once. This is why the sequence matters. The order matters. Right. It's a lot to navigate. You can try to learn it yourself. It's a lot to navigate. And in my experience, it's just a lot better and easier to just go with somebody that can consult you on exactly what to do so you can focus on doing the business, right? Again, you're going to go to fundingmyfuture.net to get your free consultation call, right? Or you can text me 240-240-642, right? Hit the link in the bio, whatever you want to do, but get tapped in with that, right? So once we get all these, let's say we went to 6 banks, 7 banks, 8 banks in our first funding round, right? And each bank is going to approve us for $10,000 up to $40,000, $50,000 each. So we got a $25,000 card, we got a $10,000 card, we got a $15,000 card, we got a $40,000 card, and now that starts to add up very quickly. And we have these inquiries. Now, guess what? Write this down. Any inquiry that is not tied to an open and active account on our personal credit report, we technically have the ability to remove the increase from our report, right? So guess what? We got these 6, 7 inquiries, 8 inquiries. Now we can go and wipe off all of those inquiries, and then we can rinse and repeat and do it again over and over. Ideally every 6 months, but there are ways to do it sooner than that. But over and over, you can rinse and repeat. Super powerful. This is why this is a thing that everybody needs to know and get access to, is because you can do it. And again, whatever you use on that business side is not showing up on your personal credit. And case in point, like I shared earlier, I've got balances on these business credit cards, and my personal credit is still 850, 847, 843, right? The same thing with my wife. You can leverage this and be able to protect your personal credit, right? So that was a number. Again, Assisted Living World Academy. Ooh, assisted living. You can use this for that as well, right? Business funding consultant. Appreciate the follow. Let's tap in, right? So here we go. So here's the last one. So I hope you guys are tracking. We got number one was the credit cards, right? And the credit card limits, right? So you're 10 to 15,000. Number two was your utilization needs to be under 30%, ideally under 10%. Number three, right, was your increase needs to be 3 inquiries or less, and ideally as few as possible in the last 6 months, right? Your number four, your primary accounts, the number of accounts on your profile needs to be 7 to 10 or more, right? 7 to 10 at minimum across all your accounts. And number five, your average age of your credit needs to be 2 years or more, but ideally it's 4 to 5 years or more. Some of us are tracking so far. Here's the last one. Bougie Bible Auntie. Thanks for the follow, right? Appreciate the gifts, you guys. All right, here we go. Here's the last one. No negatives, no late payments in the last 2 years, no collections, no charge-offs, and no bankruptcy, right? If you have a late payment that's older than 2 years, you can still squeeze in the door, right? Now, if you have no negatives on your report, or at least no late payments in the last 2 years, I want you to put a 6 in the chat. If you do have any derogatories, I want you to put derogatory in the chat, right? Mr. Marquetta, thanks for the share, right? I want you to put that in the chat. Now, I just gave you, that's the sauce, you guys. That is the sauce. If you have those 6 things in place, right? And again, you didn't hear me talk about credit score. You notice, right? You didn't hear me talk about credit score. Yeah, let's tap in Everyday Money. Now, if you have a derogatory, Lucin 73, if you have a derogatory, no worries, right? Depending on what you have with the rest of your profile, we can start now to work on things, right? We can help with fixing the credit. And this is not only just removing things from your credit, but making sure things are added in and optimized for funding, because we're doing funding every day with people, and we know exactly what people need to be able to be qualified for this. So we know, okay, you're missing this. Okay, we're going to add that too, right? Not everybody knows how to do that, right? So if you are ready for this and you look at your profile and you say, okay, I've got, like I said, with Lucin, I got some derogatories on there. A lot of our clients that need help with their credit are seeing results in the first 90 days, right? How long does it take to fix? Words create your life. We're in sync. I was just talking about that, right? Chinmoy Edits, what business do I run? I do real estate, right? I do consulting, I do coaching, right? And I've leveraged business credit for all of that. Okay. So how long does it take to fix? A lot of our clients are seeing results in the first 90 days, right? You should never pay attention to anyone that guarantees anything with credit repair. The guarantees are usually like on the more illegal side of life. But with a lot of our clients, we're seeing results in the first 90 days. So if we're saying from now until February, you'd be completely ready to have access to 100,000, 120,000, 150,000, 80,000 to use for your business and to push your life forward, would that be worth it? Start today. Like I said, the time is going to go by, especially with the holidays coming up. Time is going to fly by, right? If you have all those things that I just shared, all 6 of those points, I want you to put ready in the chat. I want you to put ready in the chat. That means that you are completely solid with all of these, right? If one of these points was missing, I want you to put the one thing. What are the things that you're missing out of that list? Right now, I just told you. I'm gonna repeat this again. You missed the 6 points, and you say how much? What do you mean by how much? Yep. Make it make sense. LLC. Thanks for the follow. Right. Let's tap in. Make it make sense. Let's tap in. Right. Again, you can text me. I'll send the direct link, or you can go right now to fundingmyfuture.net and get a free consultation call with the team. They're going to look at your situation. Nene, derogatory, no problem. Like I said, we can just start today because this time is moving, right? And if you start today, you get that ball rolling. That's going to be the best situation for you. Amanda, what are the 6 points? Right? You said what about Diesel says, what about child support? Negatively. We can deal with that, right? We're not going to be able to remove your obligation to anything, right? But anything can be removed from your report to be able to position you for funding, right? So I'll just say it's a possibility to be able to do that, but we're never skimping out on anything that we actually owe, right? Now, this is a whole different thing as far as like whether it makes sense to pay the collections and things like that, right? Again, the team can advise you on the best way forward with all of that stuff. But what I'm saying is, James, what's the number? I'm gonna put it right here. 240, 240, 642, right? Just, you can text me. I'll send you the direct link, or you can go right now and go straight to the source, fundingmyfuture.net, and book a call with the team. It takes 60 seconds to fill it out, right? What are the 6 points, Amanda? All right, I'm gonna say it for you one more time for everybody that is tapped in. I'm gonna say it one more time, right? Your credit cards. Do you have at least $10,000 to $15,000 in your credit overall limits? Do you have your utilization is under 30%? Ideally, it's under 10% across all your cards and each individual card. Your increase are 0 to 3 increase per bureau, and ideally as few as possible in the last 6 months. Which means that don't go applying for a bunch of stuff right now. If you're thinking about business funding, you want to take advantage of this information that I'm sharing, don't go applying for a bunch of stuff. What's up, Ola? Good to see you. Good morning. Don't go applying for a bunch of stuff right now, right? Because that's going to not only add increase to your report, but then sometimes you add accounts and things like that. You might have to wait 6 months, before you make your next move, or something's got a season. So you just got to be mindful of how you move, right? Number 4 was your total accounts. You needed 7 to 10 accounts on your credit report. In all, minimum. If you got 15, you got 20, the more the better. Number 5 was your average age of your credit needs to be 2 years or more, ideally 4 to 5 years or more. All right, then you can push that forward. And then finally is no negatives. Ola, thanks for the gift. Appreciate you. The rose and the heart. Appreciate you. Right? No negatives, no late payments in the last 2 years, no collections, no charge-offs, and no bankruptcy. Right? If you've got those 6, and again, the last 2 years, so if your late payment is older than 2 years, you can squeeze in the door. But if you've got all of those, I want you to put ready in the chat. And whichever one, if there's one that you're missing, I want you to put the one that you're missing. All right. And again, there's ways that we can deal with utilization. There's ways we can deal with age. A lot of you are 1 to 2 moves away from being completely ready for this, right? From being completely ready. So again, I want you guys to tap in. I think we're about out of time. I got to get my son ready for school, and we got to get this going. But I'm going to be going live. You guys make sure you stay tapped in, right? I hope this is helpful for you. I hope this is eye-opening for you to say, okay, that's literally all it takes. Now the LLC, I didn't have time to go through the LLC structure, right, or the entity structure as far as what you need in your business to make it look as presentable as possible to the banks, so that they're ready to give you this money, right? Now, I can go through that, right? But if you have that personal credit structure, we can create that in a matter of days, right? As far as creating the LLC, setting it up the way it needs to be, or whatever the business entity is. Vibrations 369. Appreciate the follow. All right, Amanda, you said you have some on your credit card. You're not sure if you have enough accounts, so you can check, right? If you have a way to check, then check whatever your credit monitoring is. If you don't have a way, then you can text me. I'll send you a link where you can just look at all your bureaus at once. So you don't have to bounce around. I'll send you a link that you can do that, right? Because it's important to know, hey, what's going on with my credit? Where are things at? Now, if you have these things, this is the literal sauce, you guys. If you have these things, you can access. Hildred, thanks for the follow. Right? You can access these funds in the next 30 days. And again, for those of you that are just tapping in and you did not hear it, there's other ways that you can leverage this exact information that I just shared with you, because if it's not you right now, you can find a credit partner that has this profile, and then you link up with them and we get them funded 100,000, 120,000, 80,000, 150,000 in the next 30 days. And then now you guys work together, and then you can still access it. Either they have their LLC and then they loan funds over to you. And again, this is at 0% interest for 12 to 18 months. So you're ready to execute and make your moves. You can do it. They can either loan funds to you, or you put them on your operating agreement, and now you're just using it directly, right? Let's get to work, PDT. Let's get to work. You need assistance with help getting with the funding. Yep, this is exactly what we're talking about, Hildred. So please reach out and tap in. You can text me. That's the fastest way, is to text me. As soon as we end the live, and as soon as I get a moment, I will text you the link, right, to get locked in with the team. A free consultation call, you guys. You're gonna get value. You're going to get information and awareness either way, right? Free consultation call. So I want you to tap in with this. Rico Smith, thanks for sharing, right? Thanks for sharing. Again, I can't express this enough. And for those that are just joining, right, I want to let you know that I do believe that everybody can win, right? I believe in abundance. I believe that's the way God set up the earth, is that you don't have to be losers, right? Now, and one of the ways that we can tap into this is by leveraging these tools that can move us forward faster. And again, you just don't know what you don't know. So this is why I'm here sharing freely this information, regardless of who you decide to work with, right? Regardless if you tap in or not, I want you to have the information so you can move your life forward, right? Because I think everybody should be able to elevate financially, personally, so that you can live your God-given purpose without having to worry about money. You can be with your family. You can, push the legacy forward. Like, I want all of that for everybody, right? And for that reason, like I said, I have committed to donate and reinvest a portion of my profit to a fund that's going to be helping young entrepreneurs to get into business, to get into financial literacy, to get into mentorship, right? To get into real estate and all these things to change the generational wealth landscape. So if you're working with me in any fashion or working with the team, then just know that that's going to be a part of the equation, right? So that everybody can win, everything can be pushed forward, right? So I hope you guys took notes on this. I hope you guys are empowered to say, okay, if I can't leverage this now, I can do a credit partner, right? And still access this in the next 30 days. Or I can be referring people. Now that I know the blueprint, Kyle just shared with me the exact things, the exact profile that someone's going to need, right? And again, not just the credit score, because you could have a 750 credit score, but not have some of those things that I just shared. Right. But if they have that profile, I could be referring people right now, right? I could sign up as an affiliate. I could be referring people right now that need funding, and I could be getting $1,000 a client, $2,000 a client, $2,500, $3,000 a client, full stop, right? So you can be leveraging this right now to your benefit if you tap in. If you want to know about that, again, put affiliate in the chat, or when you text me at 240-642, right? You can put affiliate in the text, and I will send you the link. Just put your name, tell me your name, and I will send you the link if you're interested in that, right? But either way, you have a path to be able to move forward, and I suggest that you book a call with the team, fundingmyfuture.net, and stay tapped in, right? So you guys, I appreciate this time. Appreciate the energy, appreciate the shares. Susan Jenkins, thank you. King, appreciate the share. Rico Smith. You guys, thank you guys for getting this information out to as many people as possible. But please stay tapped in. Much love, you guys. Hope to talk to you soon, and hoping that your day is good and that you can continue to pour into yourself. I appreciate those that are giving themselves education. You know what I mean? Not just coming on here and zoning out and things like that. Like, get this education. The number is right here in the chat. Susan Jenkins, 240-642. Right. This is a great time, despite all of what feels like is happening in the world and the country. It's a great time to get educated, right, about what you can do to secure your future, right, for yourself, for your family, all of that. And this is one of the fastest ways, you guys. There's a lot of ways to get funded. I want you to know about all of them, right? We didn't have time to talk about all these other angles. However, this is one of the fastest because when you have this formula together, you can access it directly. You can access it directly in the next 30 days. Like I said, one of my recent clients, from the time she booked a call to the time she had 90,000 was 22 days. So that literally could be you if you're sitting on that profile. And if not, then you need to start working today, and you need to start thinking out of the box. Who can I connect with? Who can I tap in with? This could be a family member, somebody that was on here. She said, I don't qualify for that, but my fiance has that profile. Could we use that? Yep, definitely can. Yep, and you can link up that way. So Alicia Williams, so LLC structure. So you can look at, if you want to look at my YouTube, you can go through and you can see, you can look at Funding My Future or Kyle Alexander, and you can see the LLC structure because I've done it, right. And or just stay tapped in. I'll reach back out, or if you text me, Alicia, maybe I will send you a link to something you can look at, right, just for you. MST, thanks for the follow. Right, King, thanks for the follow. All right, so again, you guys stay tapped in, and we'll touch base here. And much love, you guys. Have a great day. All right, peace.